I'm a Nigerian traveler and YouTuber who recently achieved monetization on YouTube. It's safe to say that my channel's turnaround began when one of my videos shot in Ghana blew up a bit, while getting some people mad at me. This video is a thank you to all my Ghanaian brethren and viewers who support and watch these videos. You cannot imagine how grateful I am to you all. I feel like swimming from Lagos to Tema just to hug everyone. Here's how Ghanaians like you helped my struggling YouTube channel. The relationship between Nigeria and Ghana is unmistakable. I remember I was in primary school when I learned that Nigeria and Ghana did not share a border, and I was surprised. I thought it was a lie. I found out that there weren't just one but two countries between both countries, and then I was like, how is that possible? When I became an adult and I wanted to visit my first country, Ghana was the obvious choice for me, and I made a trip in 2018. That was my first time leaving the country. I volunteered in Medina, Accra at an after-school program for 7 weeks. I had an amazing time. It was incredible. I met new friends from across the world and got to connect with lots of people. It was an experience unlike any other, and I still look back at my time in Accra fondly. When I left after my volunteering experience, I knew I would definitely visit again. I wasn't sure when, I wasn't sure how, but I knew one day my travels were going to take me back to Ghana, and it did multiple times. Some of my best friends and trusted allies are Ghanaians, but most of them have moved out of the country, so I really can't just pop into the country as I used to before. For one reason or the other, I always end up in Ghana. After my first visit to Ghana, I decided I wanted to visit as many countries as possible, so I wasn't going to go back to the country anytime soon, but Ghana always draws me back. For one reason or the other, I find myself in the country. On my flights to many West African countries that are farther from Nigeria, most airlines flying these routes often have a stopover in Accra, and I will just say that we'll take off and next thing I'm in Ghana for a couple minutes or a couple hours. So this is a country that keeps calling me, and I am more than happy to oblige. I've stopped fighting going to Ghana. If it comes, I'm going. I don't care. It's safe to say that I've visited Ghana more than any other country in the world. I never kept count, but I'm sure it's above 6 times and below 12 times. Might be more, might be less, probably not less. When I began making videos, I knew that I wanted to showcase Ghana and tell Ghanaian stories without being biased or trying to put in the Nigeria-Ghana beef or fracas into it. And so far, I feel like I've done a decent job of telling Ghanaian stories from my POV. Why don't you subscribe and like the video while you're here? It really helps me and helps YouTube recommend more videos like this to you. Thank you as to do so. My most recent visit to Ghana was in 2024. I planned a West African road trip from Nigeria to the country with stopovers in Benin Republic and Togo. It was an experience unlike any other I've ever had, and I got to learn a lot about the good and bad of our continent, or this part of the continent at least. I moved from Lome to Aflao border, which is shared by Ghana and Togo, on the day of my trip, and my experience in this country this time was awful because I was extorted by both the Ghanaians and the Togolese. The extortion at the border is institutionalized. There are standardized prices, everybody knows about it, and there's no escaping it. There are videos from big YouTubers like Wodemaya showcasing their plight at this border. I finally got into the country after spending so much, decided to get over it and try to rescue my trip, and I went to do amazing things in the country. But I had the time of my life with new friends and existing friends. I always find it easy to make friends when I'm in Ghana. Before visiting West African countries in 2024, I had gone on an East African road trip. So I had been posting some videos from those trips, but the videos hadn't really been doing well. Then I started posting videos about my West African trip. I got some traction for my Benin Republic videos, my Togolese videos didn't do well, and then my first video that actually did well was a Ghanaian video. I went to 3 national monuments in Accra: Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Pavilion, Black Star Square, and Black Star Gate. I made a video about it. It was my first video to cross 1,000 views, and I could not believe it. The comments kept coming in and it was unreal. For me as a small YouTuber, what I consider doing well might be different from what a big YouTuber considers, and then getting 1,000 views was incredible for me at that point. I had initially expected another video shot in Ghana at Legon Botanical Garden to do well. I spent 3 weeks or so on that. I worked so hard on it, but it didn't do as well. You can check that out now if you'd like. It was an amazing video. Since my video of Accra National Monument, the channel has been on fire because I think that video told the algorithm that people want to watch these guys content and I got recommended more. To be fair, Ghanaians aren't alone in helping me out. My videos in Kenya did incredible, insane numbers, at least for me. Rwandans came out in full force when I made videos in their country. The first videos didn't really do well, but I guess I improved and the video started doing well. And people from my home country, Nigeria, have always stood strong for their boy, which I love. But for now, this video is about my enduring relationship with Ghana and Ghanaians. I made a similar videos for Kenyans. Wherever I go and whatever I do, I want people to understand that my videos come from a place of love and I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. If you come to Nigeria, I would expect you to report the reality on ground, and that's what I do in all my videos without sensationalizing. If you'd like to support the expensive and arduous work we do on this channel, consider joining as a member, gifting super thanks, or subscribing to the channel. However you choose to support, just support. Thank you as you do so. Another thing I would like to talk about on this video is giving a shout out to Ghana on their new visa-free policy for all Africans. If you are an African traveling within Africa, you might be surprised or perplexed by the number of visas you might need to get and just the sheer amount of blockers there are to free travel within the continent. I'm a Nigerian with a very weak passport. I know what this feels like firsthand. Ghana is doing amazing things to attract visitors, and countries like mine, Nigeria, need to step up and open more, because I've had friends that want to come to Nigeria. The visa processes, the prices, and the experiences are just so unpalatable. Ghana became the 5th African country to offer visa-free travel to all African passport holders. The others are Benin Republic, Rwanda, Gambia, and Seychelles. So Ghana is in good company. The next few months will be exciting to see if the new influx of tourism dollars can make Ghana West Africa's new hub. Who knows? But I'm happy and excited that Ghana is moving in this direction. There are 2 places that I wanted to visit on my last trip to Ghana, but I could not. The first is I wanted to learn more about slavery's unpalatable history by visiting the Cape Coast slavery installations. I had done similar for Badagry in Nigeria and Wida in Benin Republic, and I wanted to visit in Ghana, but I couldn't. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, Lake Bosomtwi. If I'm not, please forgive me. Is it even a lake? I don't know. I'm not online right now while recording this voiceover. Hopefully I get to visit it one day, but I'm not really planning any Ghanaian trips anytime soon. The experience with people from Ghana hasn't been all smooth sailing so far. When I posted my video about national monument, there were some nationalistic individuals, let me not use any unpalatable words, that came into my comment sections and were trying to say nonsense. Well, they weren't trying, they actually said nonsense, but that was just a small hindrance in the growth, and their main comments actually helped my channel grow more, because the more they commented, the more the videos were recommended. The positives far outweighed the negatives, and I'm happy for that. Is Ghana on your travel wish list for 2025? I would always recommend this country to anybody that asks. If Ghana isn't, ensure you visit at least one African country. It might be your first or your next, but just travel within Africa. It will change your life for better or for worse. Click the video on screen now. I made it specifically for you. Until the next video, your friend from the Ukodo YouTube channel wishes you love, peace, and prosperity.